Speech bubble. Do you want to introduce our next guest, or should I introduce our next guest? Because you've worked with our next guest.
I have.
You want to introduce them together like a team, or how about we do this?
Yes, we can. Why don't we both give some what our experience of this person is?
All right.
All right.
Okay, you start.
So first off,
I'll end. You start.
Okay. This man turned down my proposal of marriage and led me to the love of my life and my child through turning me down. So I owe all my happiness to
this man. Wow. And I want to tell this man who was on my podcast a couple weeks ago. He took my podcast from something people hardly listen to.
Yes.
To something that people now actively avoid listening to.
Wow.
Jerry Trainor!
Jerry Trainor!
Jerry Trainor!
Oh my God. Oh.
This is two microphones.
You can hear me here,
and
this is for the podcast.
Oh my gosh, Jerry, you
everybody.
seem winded from walking up.
That was a long way for me. I've not been doing much. I live a very sedentary life, so that was rough.
Give it up for Jerry, everybody.
Jerry!
Thank you. It's nice to be here holding two mics. If I could get more mics, it would be great for me.
There we go. 3 mics.
Welcome to Speech Bubble. Our mic budget is off the rails!
Yeah, no, but you said you brought all your own equipment, and at this point, I think you're starting to brag. I think it's bragging.
Hey, you put the Jerry image up there?
Yeah.
So Jerry played. I first met Jerry on the
Stole
show
my name
TUFF
wrong.
PUPPY. They did?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Jerry played Dudley Puppy, character with no pants. And then he transferred over to Commander Cone on Bunsen, a character with no life.
As long as I got pants. Good.
Jerry, it's great to see you again.
Nice to see you,
both. I know, right? Now you worked with Jeremy. Where'd you work with Jeremy before?
I remember. I'm gonna do the Wayback Machine, which you probably don't even remember.
No, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I also trained at the Groundlings. I did not become a Groundling like Jeremy, but I trained at the Groundlings.
Were you not good enough?
And no, it was terrible. Just good enough to get on a Nick cartoon.
You got one before Jeremy did.
That's true. I got canceled before Jeremy.
That's true. And the whole show and got canceled before I met Jeremy.
Jeremy taught me a class. He subbed for my basic improv class, and my teacher at the time was so many mics. I'm gonna clip this one.
You can put the house mic down.
It's good.
They can hear you from there.
Really? They can?
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, they can. Ah! Now I can't hear myself.
You sound great.
No. My basic instructor was very nice. She was a sweet woman, Julie Welsh.
Yes.
And she was out once, and Jeremy came in to sub, and Jeremy was like a hard ass. Can I say that?
Yes, that's all you can say.
All right.
That's it.
But it was I'll never forget. It was like, oh, this guy's big leagues, okay? Because we did this exercise.
I actually don't remember
You
that.
don't remember that? We did. Why would you? I was a nobody then, but I'm somebody now. But we were doing this exercise where it was like you have got something in your hand and you're moving your hands, and when I say freeze, whatever you have to label what's in your hand. And I immediately went like, this canister of plutonium, and you were like, no. And I was like up there, I was like, what? And you're like, no, unbelievable. Do something believable. I was like, who is this guy? And then years later,
Here we are.
Lubert's proposing to me, and I'm like, no.
Now, were your hands both in full casts? Did you have giant medical hospital casts on your hands?
No, my
Okay.
hands were fine and healthy.
All right.
Did it look like his hands were in cast or something?
Well, the way
He's
he was
making
just...
fun of the way I was just doing it.
So still not giving you an inch
No!
later.
No.
No.
Wow. So Jerry,
I don't like being here.
I'm trying to think the same thing. Anyway, so Jerry, tell the audience about yourself. Now, where did you get your start, Jerry? We know you from iCarly.
Yeah.
Right? So what did you do for Nickelodeon before
Well, I
that?
started on Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Another wonderful show with many friends of ours.
Yes.
Who might or might not be here. I don't know. But I played Crazy Steve on Drake and Josh, and then that led to iCarly.
Did you guys ever see Crazy Steve on Drake and Josh? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right.
Which then led to TUFF PUPPY.
Right, yeah. So it went down. It went down.
It was a real dip. It was a real hard.
Yeah, like a roller coaster.
TUFF PUPPY was a hard pill to swallow.
And all of that led you to your current job at Cantor's, right?
That's right. That's right. We have the best pastrami. We have a really great pastrami. Pastrami roux.
What kind of soup do you guys have?
It's matzo ball soup. It's the standard. We got the standards.
Good, that's great. So wait, what now? You're on Drake and Josh, iCarly. What was the audition like for iCarly? You said this on my podcast before, but I want these people here in the audience to hear it. What was the audition like for iCarly?
For iCarly?
Yes, the audition.
Are you talking about Drake and Josh audition?
Whatever you want to pretend I just said. Yes.
Well, the crazy. Yeah.
I want to hear both, but tell me.
Well, no, I mean.
Drake and Josh. The Drake and look, just.
The Drake and Josh audition was.
I
gotta go. I'm late for my shift.
Guys, I'm gonna read between the lines. I think Jerry knows which audition story was more interesting, and he's gonna tell it right now.
Yeah. It's not even in it. Whatever. It's very interesting.
With a canister of plutonium.
They already had a Crazy Steve cast,
Right.
and they were. I guess when he showed up on set, he was not crazy enough. And I didn't know this at the time, but when I went in for the audition, the casting director was like, I did it, the bit is I'm normal and then I freak out like I'm just yelling for no reason. And
a real stretch for you.
Yeah, real hard. Oh, I'm getting there. But no, and I did it and I screamed and she was like, oh, that was great. Can you go bigger? I was like, yeah. And so I did it and did it bigger. And she goes, can you go bigger? I was like, how big? Because I can go very big. And she was like, yeah, pull out the bricks. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't believe her because everybody else goes like, tone it down, bring it down. You're too weird.
That's what I'm about to tell you right now.
Right. And so I went big and crazy, and I got the part, and that led to everything else.
There you go.
It was great.
Very cool. That led to speech bubble. Another hard pill to swallow. Yes, exactly. Now wait, but you're doing something else right now though that's super exciting for you. What are you doing now? You have to leave here today and go do what? Other than the Cantor's thing, what happens after that?
He's
You
babysitting.
are the worst!
He's babysitting my child.
I'm babysitting his kid. Babysitting Sid.
Okay.
I gotta get there. Nobody's with your child right now.
You know what? It's all about percentages, and a large percentage of the day he's with an adult. Okay?
That's true. It's all about percentages. I love that. No, Jerry. No, so I know both you guys have done the acting thing. It's not that easy. When you land something, it's really cool. But do you have any words of advice for people that might be trying to be actors?
Just, never, always.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Right? No, but for real, I think the story I already told is a good one, which is I was driving here after 16 years of when you come in and they're like, oh yeah, great job, and then I'd occasionally be like, why? Could you? Do you ever hire people? And then, because you said I did great again, but do you hire the people you like? And then they were like, yeah, it's complicated, and then, so don't get discouraged. And then here's
I was gonna say don't get discouraged.
Yeah. Here's another fun one. So after I'd done 7,000 Nickelodeon shows, I've been on Drake and Josh and all of them you can name. I went in for like a Nickelodeon show to audition for something that it was a new casting director that I didn't know, and I did it, and then she stopped me. And it was a guy that was like running a hot dog shack, and he was supposed to be crazy, and it said yells at the kids. So I scream at the kids, and she stopped me and she goes, oh, how dare you? And I, what? And she goes, you scream like that? This is a children's show. You're going to scare the kids. And I was like, in my mind, have you ever seen Nickelodeon? But I just like, oh, okay. And then she made me apologize to her.
What?
Because there was also a writer's room next door. And she said, I probably disturbed them by yelling too loud.
We have that casting director right here. Come on.
But anyway,
Is the show on?
No, it's not on.
Well, now you know why.
Right. But the funny thing was that she tried to make me feel like I'm nuts and I don't know what I'm doing. So you gotta like not let stuff get to you.
Yeah, real thick skin.
You do. You gotta have thick skin.
Right.
Because you know, obviously, I'm sitting there in my mind going, "Wow, this is crazy." But
and you take the deli job when it shows up. And the deli job.
You take that deli job.
animation comes and goes, but delis are always there for you.
Right.
People love corned beef.
They do.
They really do.
Speaking of corned beef,
Speaking of
it's time for another actor to come on.
Speech bubble.
Hey Heart fans, subscribe here to keep up with me, Danny, Timmy, Dudley, Bunsen, and the Nude Network, my new app full of cartoons, shows, and games. Download it here. Click over here to watch my most recent video, and here to start a playlist related to this video. Whoa, check out that awesome fan art. To be featured here, use hashtag HeartFanArt and tag me. I'm on every social media platform known to man. Cartoon Butch out. Pencil drop.